Okay, how's it going, guys? We are live here. Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everybody's New Year's off to a great start. This is going to be just kind of a real informal, casual kind of walkthrough. I was going to do some testing today of the SparkFX, and I figured might as well just live stream it. And as I'm testing, if you guys have questions or want to know anything, just put them in the chat. So who all is here right now? Just put yourself in there, and let's see who we got today. I see Jake Whip was here earlier. Not sure if he's still there, but howdy, Jake, if you're there. All right. So what we're going to do is, this is just going to be basic, kind of a walkthrough of some of the new stuff I've been working on. It's kind of interesting, and we'll see. Okay, there we go. Okay, Norian and Game Kitty Fork. Hello, how's it going, guys? Thanks for tuning in here. So let's get started. What I wanted to do was, we're going to get over to the testing screen. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. I'm going to be showing off some different things that I'm doing in the SparkFX, and we'll see what happens here. All right, hey guys, Jake is still there. Howdy, Jake. Let's see. Hopefully everybody can hear me good. This is kind of a new live stream setup. I haven't done this a lot, so I guess you guys are hearing me. Dr. Hans, hello, Dr. Hans. Biggest fan? Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Give me a second. Let me pull up. I had kind of a list of things to talk about. So basically what I've been doing is been working on the SparkFX thing. It came out a while ago, and I've had a bunch of updates I've wanted to get out, but there's been some kind of things. You know, you always get things that kind of stop you, some progress killers. So, you know, there's excuses, whether it's, you know, there's some Microsoft issues, Apple issues, proxy servers, all kinds of stuff going on. But I'm still developing and trying to get this out as quick as possible. So we're going to get it tested and get it really good. Okay, Dr. Han says it sounds roomy, but it's okay. Well, let's see, maybe if I get a little closer. It could just be the room. It's probably just a bad room. I don't really do a lot in here. So let's take a look at what I've been doing here. So if you're not familiar, SparkFX is an app that I created because I guess over the years I've developed all these little tools, scripts, effects, plugins. There's a bunch of different things, and I decided to kind of put them all together in one easy to use app, and that's what I'm calling SparkFX. Let me kind of show you what that looks like, and then we'll kind of get into what some of these changes are. All right, here's the basic app. And so you'll see that we have some spell check, clip alignment. There's some tools for working with text. And there's some tools I have down here for editing content and making things go a lot faster for your editing, kind of automating some of the complex workflows that, you know, we all do as editors. There's all these little tasks, and if you can do them in like a push of a button, it really helps out. So a lot of what I'm trying to do is simplify complex tasks and make them a lot easier. So that not only they go faster, but your brain is not sitting there trying to figure out all these difficult things. It just kind of works, which frees up time and energy to work on more creative, productive things. So as I'm going along here, if anybody has any questions, just feel free to ask. So anyway, I'm not going to spend too long on this. I've done quite a few videos on this thing. Hola, viva yo. So there's this tab with some tools. There's the create tab, which lets you insert icons, and then there's some tools. So the area I've been working on is this effects area. So this is something that I'm starting out with. I'm taking all my existing effects and kind of put them together, fix them up, make them a little bit easier to use. And I'm adding this new preset system into them. So I wanted to show you guys what the preset system is, kind of maybe get your feedback, what you think about it. I know that Jake has seen it, and he's given me some really good feedback on it. It's kind of, a lot of this is in development, so it may change over time. And then each one of these is a kind of a plug-in and effect. You know, some of them are going to be free, some are going to be paid. But what I'm starting out with is basically a lot of the effects that I already had. I'm kind of repackaging them and trying to make them a little bit better and easier to use. So this has some previews on it. So the one I wanted to start with is we're going to go through, and I'm just going to walk through and I was going to test a lot of this stuff this afternoon. So I'm just going to go along, kind of walk through some of this, test it, and just chime in if you guys have questions. So one of the ones that I've done, I think I've done like 2 or 3 versions of it, was this slide panel. And I was never really happy with it. It's a really useful thing. It's a really useful plugin because it slides in something on the side of the screen, kind of shifts you over, and you can put in whatever kind of content you want. But it was never really easy to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the slide panel in. It's already been installed. So like if you have SparkFX and you want to install a plugin, all you have to do is click on it and say install, and it's going to download it and install it into Resolve for you. Do we buy SparkFX? I like the tool, but I'm super confused about your site. You don't. There's a lot of stuff in SparkFX that's free. Then there's also some things that are kind of add-ons and upgrades. So what you can do is you can download it, and poke around on it, and play with it. And if you get to something, I think there's a trial for most things, so you can kind of see how it works. And then after the trial's over, you can decide whether you want to buy it or not. And even if you don't buy it, there's still a lot of things in there that are free that you can use for editing. So let's go start with the slide panel. So what we're going to do is I have a clip of myself here. It's kind of something I'd do where I'm talking, making one of my YouTube videos. And say we want to slide in some content on the side. What we can do is go to the effects area and we'll do effects. And I have this SparkFX dev. This is where I do my development. And we're going to take, let's see, the generators. So we're going to take the slide panel and just drop it in. And let's zoom in a little bit here. And you'll see that you have this red side thing that slides in on the side. So to edit it, you just go into the inspector, we'll click generator, and this is where we can adjust the position. So if you want it to slide in further, kind of adjust the background position, things like that. And we got that. So this is where you would put content on the side that you kind of want it to stand out to make it really easy for people to see the content. So, okay, this is where, this is one of the big things I'm doing. I want to really simplify editing as much as possible. And I know that, I mean, I fall into this trap, and I don't know if you guys do, but every time I drop down an effect, I sit here and I just start playing with options. I, look at all these options and I'm playing around with it. And some of these things have so many great things you can do with them. I spend way too much time playing with it. So what I came up with was kind of a preset system. And what this is going to enable you to do is set up all your options and save those off as a preset. You can have as many as you want. You can organize them, and they're all accessible right from within the effect area. So you'll see this preset button here. You hit preset and you'll see that I've dropped down. I've actually created these presets, and to use them, all you got to do is click the button and it's going to swap it out for you. So we'll do one, let's see, this is a gradient and it's over on the right-hand side. So let's go ahead and make a preset real quick, and I'll show you how really easy this is. So let's say we want to just change the color of this gradient, and we'll make it kind of a green, and let's say a blue like that. And let's make a black border on it. So this is just kind of going through all the options, and we get set up a shadow, and let me adjust the sizing. So I want this one to be really big. I'm going to put a lot of content over here. And I'm going to take the background position and slide it over, and let's make the border size a little bit less. Okay, so say we like this. So obviously I know that you could take this and you could drag it into the effects area and kind of save it off as a preset that way, but it's really convenient having them all available right here for you to use. So to save this off as a preset, all we have to do is hit Set and Manage Presets, and it's going to open up the SparkFX preset window. And we can save this off, and we'll call it Green Test. And we'll hit Create Preset. And what that's going to do is that's going to save that off. And you'll see it's down here at the bottom of the list. And it actually creates a little preview for us. So what we can do is now, once this is created, let's say we want this to be maybe like the default one. So we're going to take this and drag it up to the top. And Green Test is going to be the top. So now when we hit Close, you'll notice that these buttons actually automatically and they dynamically update to what you've chosen. So we'll close that, and you'll see that Green Test is right there. Now you can have up to 9, but obviously if you have more than 9 presets, what you can do is click the button and go in. I'll show you how to do that. But now we can just click on the preset, and it's just going to come in and work. So we have that one on the bottom. Let's see here. We got this yellow one on the side. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. So you can click Set Manage. Now this may come in different variations. Is SparkFX one-time payment or subscription? Okay, Dr. Hans. Dr. Hans is asking if SparkFX is a one-time payment or subscription. It's actually both. The way I set it up is there's a lot of different tools in there, and as opposed to making it one big price, each of the tools can be purchased for a one-time purchase price. So there's an editing tools bundle. There's some text tools, different effects, things like that. So you can pay a one-time price for each of those. But there's also a subscription, and the benefit of the subscription is that just unlocks everything. And as new tools are added in, whether it's I have some smart audio tools, some content tools, you're just going to be, that stuff's going to be available to you, and you can just use it without having to pay each time a new thing is added in. So it's kind of a way to you're supporting the project, and you're not having to worry about having to pay for every little upgrade that comes along. What is the best way to access all your paid plugins? The best way is, right now, it's going to be through SparkFX. What you're seeing right now, this is not available yet. We're working on it, going to try to get it out. Hopefully it'll be out really soon. It's just Microsoft and Mac are causing me trouble, and I don't know, we'll get it figured out. It's really not a big deal. It's just part of development. It just takes a while. So let's see. So anyway, so if we wanted to pick one of these, let's see, we want to do this, this sand one right here. I call it sand. So you just click it and it loads up. Okay. So that's the slide panel. That's the first part of it. I wanted something that was easy to use, that I could, wouldn't have to spend all this time playing around with all the different presets and with all the different configuration options. I just want to push a button and have it done. What's the price of the subscription? I think, let me look that up for you right now. It is, if you go to SparkFXstudio.com, it's right here, and you can click on SparkFX, and right now it's $30 a month for a Spark One subscription, and you get that, and whatever I throw into SparkFX, you have full access to it. So you can just kind of go and do whatever you want. Yeah, the Spark One, this is a subscription, but everything else is a one-time payment. So the edit bundle, the media browser, Spark Elements, that's just a one-time payment. So you can really do it both ways. You can do the subscription or the one-time payment. So let's see, I'm going to adjust this here. Let's adjust some of the timing. Where is that? And we'll do back. Okay, so the second part to the slide panel is, what if you want to put stuff in here and you kind of want to have content that goes inside the slide panel? Well, I've done a couple different things and I didn't really like any of it. One of it, you had to get into Fusion and connect up and wire things. I don't want to do that. So to simplify this, I've come up with a animation synchronization system. And this is really interesting because it's going to enable not just this, what I'm going to show you now, but it's going to enable a lot more stuff down in the future. Really excited about it. So say if we wanted to put some text and an image in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to titles, and we're going to drop some text in, and we'll slide that over, and we'll just say text, and make it a little bit bigger, and adjust the font. Let's pick a fun font here. All right, so we got some text. Now we want this text to go in the slide panel, but obviously it's on a separate track, and it's kind of on its own thing. Let's do, let's see, we'll take this heart, and we'll drop it into, and make it a little bit smaller. All right, so we got these two things. We want to put these in the slide panel. So to do this, we're going to match it up. See, how'd you learn to make something like this? Was it hard? I've spent my whole life programming. That's what I started out doing, working on computers and stuff. So for me, it's not hard. But even if it's not hard, it's still extremely time consuming. It takes a lot of time to try things out and experiment. And I mean, Jake's done a ton of this, and a lot of you guys have done kind of the difficult stuff. And of course, I'm not a great video editor. I'm good at this stuff, but whatever you spend more time with, you're probably going to be better at. So we're going to put these in the slide panel. So what I did was I created this thing, and if you go to SparkFX, there is this option down here called Tools, and it's a slide panel sync. So we're going to take this and we're going to drop it right on the text. And then we're going to click Effects, and I'm just going to hit Slide Panel Sync and watch what happens. The text is automatically synchronized with that slide panel. So all we have to do is take it, we're going to shrink it down a little bit, slide it over, and we're going to put that right on the top. And now we got the text. So if we want to get the heart in there, we just take that effect, drop it on the heart, click the button, and we'll actually slide the heart over a little bit. And we have both of those things synchronized in the slide panel. Oh, I actually got to click the sync button right there. That'll sync it. And now they're both in there. So now what happens is, say we have these are actually in the slide panel. We can adjust them. We can put things, we can, change them and move them around. Now let's say we wanted to change the slide panel. Maybe we wanted the position to slide over a little bit further. And let's maybe make it go in a little bit slower. Change the animation. Or let's say faster. Let's go, we'll go 1 second, 1.5 seconds. And we're going to have it do the bounce animation. Okay, so you notice the text and heart they're synchronized with the previous slide panel. So now we got to do is just, now all we need to do is click the text, go to Effects and hit Sync, and go to the image and hit Sync, and they are both right there in the slide panel. Obviously, since we moved the slide panel over to be a little bit bigger, we just want to kind of shift these a bit. And we got it. It's right like that. So that's one of the new things. And obviously this is because this is a preset, you could actually save this and it's going to remember not only the, the graphics, the images, the timing, but it's going to all be set up for you. So the next time you want to do a slide panel, all you have to do is go into, say it's another project. We're going to go to Generators, SparkFX, and we'll take the slide panel, we'll drop it down, and we just hit presets, and we'll hit our sand preset, and that's all ready to go. And we can take these two things, drop them in right there, and if we want to sync them up to the new one, because remember I changed the timing on this one, so it's going to be a little bit different than the default. And we just go in and go back to the effects, and we'll synchronize it. And then obviously just move it around. But anyways, it's a really easy system that you're able to, I guess the interesting about it is that you're able to have different tracks and different effects and components. They're going to be able to work together to create some really interesting animations and save you a lot of time. Because if you didn't have the synchronization, you'd spend a lot of time getting this all set up only to figure out that maybe you wanted to change the slide panel and move it over or change the timing. Well, yeah, you have to fix up all your other animations. So this animation sync is going to work with a few other things as well, but that's kind of the basics of it. Okay, let's see. What else am I going to show you? Okay, so more of this preset stuff. We're going to go, one of the things I was working on, it's going to be a new plugin is this arrow. So I have this arrow right here, and this is something that I've kind of had, this is something I've had for a while, but I'm probably going to make a video on it to describe how I built it. And this will probably be a paid plugin eventually when it's ready to go. But it's a simple animated arrow. Let's see. Yeah, $30 a month. Yeah, if that's too much for you, that's not a problem. You don't need to do that. There's a lot in there there's a lot that's going to be free, and then there's a lot that's going to be more kind of more affordable. And then so I'm trying to make it so that it's something that you can get some use out of. And if you really want to do more with it, that's when you might want to go up to the paid levels. So it just kind of depends on what you're wanting to do. All right. Okay. So I have some arrow presets here that I made. So we're going to go to presets, and so if we wanted to change one, you just click the orange, and we have an orange arrow. I kind of go through some of these. And one of the nice things about this arrow is it's kind of customizable so that you can really change the shape of the arrow pretty easily. You go through some of the presets that I made. This is a blue one with a kind of a border on it and a blue-green. And now we can also add some animations. So this one is using a adjusted arrow, and then I set up an animation for the border down here. And it's just a preset, so I didn't have to do anything. It was already set up. I don't have to reanimate it or do anything, and it's ready to go. Let's see. Do you have any that affect clip markers? It's only the timeline markers. As far as what do you mean clip markers versus timeline markers? If you get a little more information on what you're looking to do, I can see if I have something, because I do both with clip markers as well as timeline markers. It just depends on what you're looking to use it for. All right, some more of these presets. There's a color animation right here. So this one is really interesting. What it's doing is it's set up a gradient here for the background color, and then I'm just animating the offset, and you get a really interesting effect. We do the same thing with the, let's see, this green circle effect right here. Kind of, that's the hypno effect. You'll listen and do whatever I say, I guess. Okay, so the arrow, let's take a look at that. So there's this shape tab right here, and you can close this preset thing if you don't want it. So I watched a tutorial the other day where you're editing timeline markers and search through in order to find them, but it was timeline markers. It doesn't work with clip markers. Yeah, I think the clip markers are probably that's probably in the upgraded version. Let's see here. So we're going to put what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use the SparkFX to search for markers. We'll call it, we'll just do colors. Do purple. And we actually, it just has the tag of purple. And then we're going to put a marker on this clip right here, and we'll call this pink. Okay, so let me make that a little bigger. So, okay, so we have a marker right here. This one is called pink, and we might as well make it pink. And we can go ahead and make this one purple, I guess, or purple-ish, close to it. Okay, so with SparkFX, once, actually you can't even see that marker on there. It kind of blends into the background, but it is right there. So with SparkFX, all you need to do is hit the Control, Alt, and Slash. And actually, let me bring up the, let's see, get this set up here. Okay, so we're going to bring up the SparkFX window. And like I said, you can hit Control, Alt, Slash, and it's going to bring that up at any time. And that's going to be the search. So all you need to do is search for what you're looking for. So by default, it's going to find all the markers on the page, but we can also type in a search and go to it. So if we have a marker right here, let's call this first marker. And we'll put one on this clip right here. Second marker. Okay, so we'll bring up SparkFX, and you'll see that what it does is by default, it pulls up the timeline markers, but you can also start typing. And let's see, it did not find that one. Yeah, so we'll have to take a look at that. Let's try that again. Put a marker on this clip. Yeah, so if you're trying to do the markers and something's not working, you can definitely send a message to our support, and we can kind of take a look at that and see if we can get it fixed up. And we'll tell this third, see if this is working. Now this is kind of a test version of the app, so things aren't always the way they need to be, but we'll pull this up again. All right, and we'll get into the search, and it found the marker called third. So what I'm doing, basically what I'm doing here is, I'm probably going a little bit too fast, but with SparkFX, when you hit the Control, Alt, Slash, it brings up the search window. So this is what the default does, is it's actually giving you a search index for all your markers. So what this allows you to do is if you have chapter markers or any kind of markers on your timeline, when you bring up SparkFX, the search, it's going to give you a list of those markers to quickly go to those sections. So for example, right here, I know that this one is set for Alt D because these are going to be in order. So if I ever want to go to this third marker and I'm editing and I don't want to have to look around or think about anything, I can just do it all with keystrokes. So I hit Control, Alt, Slash, and then Alt D. And that's going to take me right to that third marker. So it's a way to jump anywhere in your timeline really, really quickly without having to search around and look for things. Now, the search will also look for text. So you'll see right here, we have this text. Let's say we want to call it Jumbo, like that. So there's the text of Jumbo on the timeline. And if we want to find out where that is, we just hit Control, Alt, Slash. That's going to bring up SparkFX, and we just start typing in Jumbo and hit Enter. And it's going to take us right to where we want to go. So I use this all the time. When you're setting up your timelines and you're kind of making adjustments and edits, it's really, really helpful to know exactly where you want to go. See, I have hundreds of clip markers I work with at a time, so it's a mess. And that's a feature I'm looking for the most. Yeah, give that a try. Hopefully it'll help you out. There's a lot of different ways you can do it, but it's super helpful if you've set up your markers and you've put keywords in there that help you know and identify exactly where you want to go. It's super quick to jump anywhere in your timeline. All right, let's see. What we're going to do is we're going to jump back to the arrow, and I was going to show you a little bit about, let's make a custom arrow with the presets. So we're going to hit this, we're going to go to the inspector, and we're going to click shape. And this is where we can adjust the arrow. And I'll probably make a video on how I'm doing this. There's a lot of, this is kind of expression heavy with some polygons and some lines, but it works pretty well. So we can adjust the arrow point width. We can make a really crazy arrow if we want to. And then we can adjust the indent on the arrow length. The tail, we can make it wider. And if you kind of go out too far, you can kind of really make some interesting shapes. We can make it wider. Then there's the tail base that we can do, and we can do a tail indent. So if we want to kind of indent it like that and maybe make a super, let's bring this up so we make a super pointy arrow. I think so. Yeah, definitely appreciate it. That would be, that would be the edit bundle if you want the marker option. So get in there, give it a try, and let me know what you think. And if you actually, anybody, if you're using SparkFX or any of my tools or apps or plugins or whatever, I always like getting your feedback. So if you have comments, questions, or feature suggestions, you're like, hey, it'd be really great if it would do this. Send me a message, send a message to our support, and we'll add that on the enhancement list. Because once we get past images and proxy servers and Microsofts and Macs, we're going to have a lot of stuff coming out. We just got to get past that. Anyway, so we'll save the preset for this. We can adjust the, this is basically what this is. This is just a gradient with the offset points. So you can kind of make it look like whatever. We'll come in and make it a different color. Yeah, that's fine. And to save this as an arrow, we just hit presets and then you hit set manage presets. It's going to pop up and we'll save it as preset and we'll call it testing arrow. And you'll notice that when we add that, it went to the bottom of the list. So when we close out here, you're not going to see it in the presets. This preset area saves the top 9 presets. So if you want something to be really quickly accessible, you need to put it in the top 9. So if we want to select that arrow, we could click here and we go to the pictures here and we could choose, like, this is another crazy one I created. You just click it and it's going to show up there. And we could click this and say the one we just made, so we wanted that to be the default. We just have to take it right here and drag it up to the top. And that's going to be the first one that shows up in the list when we close it here. And now we can get it right there, the testing arrow, really quick. Just join Discord. Oh, great. Yeah, you can send me a message on Discord or you can send an email. The link, the SparkFX website has a contact link. You click that and send whatever you want, and we'd love to hear from you. Okay, so that's pretty much how that works. That's a lot of the arrow system. So what do you guys think of this presets? I know that I've gotten some feedback that this is a little too much to have right here. It might be better on a different page or tab. And maybe not even have all of these buttons here, but just have like one button that you click that opens up the screen that lets you do it. I've thought about that. It's definitely a lot simpler not having all this stuff. But then again, the other way, weighing different options, is I really wanted to be able to just drop an effect down and just push a button and really almost toggle between different things I have going on here. So it's going to be really quick to do this. And the other nice thing about this is that, when I create a preset, so that we have that right here, I have this spark arrow. A lot of times when you get presets, you'll have spark arrow, but you'll have 50 different versions of them for all of the different kinds of things. Let's see, can you swap your camera to the other side? Yeah, let me see. Let's see if we can do that. So put the camera over here. Yeah, let me see if I can do that real quick. Slide over there. How's that? Better. Okay. Yeah, thank you. That's a great suggestion. Stop hiding all of the stuff. I forgot about that. Anyway, so, a lot of times you'll get like this arrow. And if I really wanted to have all of these different options that made it really easy for you to use, there might be 50 versions of the spark arrow. Well, that's what I was trying to avoid. So I want you to get this one effect, and it's going to come with a lot of different presets. And these presets can actually be categorized in groups. So there may be different folders of presets. It could be 50, 100, or whatever. Obviously, it probably won't be that many, but I wanted to make it really quick for you to do this. And the other thing that's nice about this is you can import and export these. So I could actually export these and give them to somebody else, and they could import them, and they could have all the same presets that I made, the custom presets. Another thing I'm working on here that's kind of interesting is it's kind of a copy-paste, like specific effect thing. This is more of a experimental. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but let's say we adjusted this arrow here and we can make something kind of ugly and change the border on it a little bit. Okay, rounded. Okay, so anyway, I adjusted a little arrow. It kind of looks like a little Indian arrowhead or something like that. And let's take another arrow and drop it down here. So we got these two arrows. So if you were doing something here, you could actually hit the set manage presets, and without saving it as a preset, you could hit copy, and then we'll go over to this other one, and hit presets. And we'll see if this works. I haven't tested this a lot, and hit paste. And there we go. So we've actually copied and pasted those settings from one to another. Now I know that you can do things where you can copy and paste effects back and forth, but it gets a little bit tricky. Now this copy paste could actually even be done with a button inside of here. If I think that's probably a little much and not necessary, but there could be copy paste buttons in here to move from one effect or one thing to another. All right, so let's see what else is interesting that I've been working on here. Okay, there's this content box, and this is similar to the slide panel, but this is going to use a little bit different version of some synchronization I'm working on. So I know that like Jake has some really great animation tools in his editor collection. I've actually used them in quite a few of my videos. He's got some zooms and animates and all kinds of things. Like Mr. Alex Tech has something. So obviously, Jake and Alex and everybody, when you're making these components, you kind of have to build your own things to do the animation. So I've had to, this is something I've had for a while, but, so there's a little animation thing. Let's see. I love to see what you're planning with sound. Okay, yeah. I will show you, I can show you just a little bit of that in a second. That one's going to be really, really interesting if we can get to it. So anyway, so I want to say Jake has some great animation tools. But when you're building these plugins, you kind of start using the same stuff over and over again. So it kind of makes sense to come up with a core system that you can use. So I'm doing things, so I kind of need to come up with a little core system for mine. I don't know if it's, I can't say it probably doesn't do as much as what they have, but it's going to have the synchronization built in, which I think is going to be really helpful for what I'm trying to do. So, and it's also going to be really quick to use. So in this animation area, and this is going back to my theme with simplicity, right? So when I'm animating, when I do things, I don't want to have to go in here and start messing with things. So we're going to animate this box. And, I don't want to have to go changing all this stuff around. I want to push a button. So the animation works the same way. So in this animation thing, you can animate size, you can do rotations, all this kind of stuff. I don't want to have to dig in that. So I have this set up so that most of the common things you might want to do are available in these buttons. And these buttons are going to be, let's say, customizable so that you'll be able to choose what they are. So for example, if you want to do a zoom, all I have to do is click zoom. And I have a zoom done. If I want to rotate it, I just click the rotate R, and it's a zoom with a rotate. You can click the X to take the animation off, and maybe we want it to slide to the right. We just click that, and we want it to slide a small amount. And we got a little slide. A bigger slide, we click large. And if we want it to go slow, we can go slow, medium, fast. So if we want to go fast, we'll click fast, like that. And we can even change some of the easing. We can do the bounce back. And it'll bounce back. So the idea here is that you can drop this down, and I say I want a fast zoom, rotating to the right, sliding to the left, like that. And I'm pretty much done with a couple button clicks, and I'm done. So the problem with all of these presets is that everybody has different needs, right? Like this quick, I have 4 different, they're presets, right? So that may not work for everybody, but if you can configure these, I think, let's see if we open this timing. So, quick is a 1/4 of a second, half a second, and then it goes to a second, and then slow is a full second. So that's what I have there, but hopefully these will be customizable so that you could choose your own maybe and get exactly the way you want. You could pick which easing you want it to be right here. And then for the zooms, like the third zoom, it goes from big to small. Let me take the slide off, big to small, and then I think it zooms out the same way. I think it goes big. Yeah, it gets big. So these are all customizable, or you can get down in here. So you can push a button to get really quick access, or you can dig down and adjust these things a little bit more. So if you want to change the rotation, let's see here. Can we create our own animation presets? Yes, you would be able to create your own animation presets with this system. So if you'd be able to customize exactly what you see in these buttons, as well as coming into here. Let's just go ahead and make something real quick. So we're going to have this slide to the right, zooming, and we'll just kind of change it. I have some flips, and we'll just make it go crazy here. So these are some DVE nodes. Let's see what this thing is doing. I don't even know yet. It's kind of spinning in. Let's make it go a little bit more. All right, so anyway, that's an animation that's been applied to this box. So what we're going to be able to do is come into controls and hit presets. And since there's no presets, it's going to pop open the window. And this is what you would see And if it would try to download presets, and if it found them, they would show up in this list. And we'll just do this. We'll go box Annie. So now we have a box animation preset, and we'll close it, and it shows up right there. So we can slide this thing away, drop down a new content box right here, and we're going to hit presets and then box Annie, and we have it. That preset is right there, one button. And the idea is we're not having to dig into all of these different things. So that's kind of the first step. So we're gonna be able to apply these animations to lots of different things, and it's a unified system. So what that's gonna enable us to do is this. So we take a title, just like the slide panel, and we're gonna say, stick to the box. And let's make it bold because I like thick text, make it a little bit bigger, and bring the line spacing down. So in the same way that we did this slide panel, we're going to be able to come into, let's see, go to the tools area, and there's this Spark Animate Sync. So we're going to be able to take this, drop it on the text. Now, this one is a little bit different. So what you're going to have to do is you go to sync and you have to say animation set. So that's going to set the animation. It's kind of like copying the animation. You're going to be able to paste it or apply it to anything. So now that that's there, we can go into this text and go to effects, and then the Spark Animate Sync effect that we added to it, we just click Sync Animation, and the text sticks to the box, just like that. So we'll do one more thing, go back to the media pool, and we'll try this little graph thing right here. So we want to put this, actually the colors clash on that. Let's do a star. And so we want to put the star kind of in the box, or around the box even. It doesn't even have to be in it. And we're going to take the Animate Sync and put it down in there. And since we've already copied that animation, we just have to click the sync button, and the star is on the box. And then we can use the size here. Maybe we want to put it just off to the side even, not even in the box. Right, like that. And they're all together. And let's go ahead and let's change our content box here. Maybe we want to, let's see, get rid of some of this animation here. Let's reset it. And we're just going to do something simple. Let's click animate. We're just going to have it slide up, and we'll have it bounce back. And let's make it go a little bit slower so you can see what's going on. We'll go to the sync option on the content box, hit set, and then we're going to see effects, sync the text, and we're going to go sync the star. Oh, that didn't work. Hold on. What did I do wrong? This is code and development. So let's see. Let's try that again. Is the reason your name to set animation for clarity? Well, it's not actually in this. Let's see. You're talking about this animation set button here. Basically, what that's doing. I'm working on the text. I think it's a good point that it's not really clear what these buttons are doing right now. I'll probably come up with something better. But animation set. What that's doing is it's copying the animation from the existing box or whatever the effect is, and it's going to make it available to sync to anything else. So now when we go to the text, we'll go to effects, and we're going to hit sync animation. And that should, yeah, okay, now it's all sticking to the box. So that's a situation where I kind of probably need to work on a little bit of the user stuff, make it a little bit easier to do. But I think I'll probably separate these and maybe have a little bit of description around them to describe what's going on. But I think it's going to be really handy, a really easy effect, because when you apply these animations to anything, you're going to be able to use it for lots of different things and have everything animate together. But also the nice thing is you can have it kind of animate together, but maybe you want it to do something a little bit different. So that looks really good. But we could also go to the text and let's see, where was it? Effects. And here's the sync animation. And we're going to go down to this instant animate area. And let's say we want this one to go down. All we got to do is hit down. And we're going to have that bounce. They're synced up, but they're kind of doing different things. And let's have the star. We're going to have the star actually come in. And let's do the star. We're going to get rid of that animation. And we're just going to have it, we're going to just have it zoom in and bounce back. And that one's offset a little bit. Let's see, I can understand because you set a variable, so for a program it makes sense for layman. Okay, so set, Okay, so you're saying if it was set animation, you think select animation. So yeah, so to me, select sounds like you're choosing it. I don't know. I probably do need to get, I think you're right. I do need to get some more feedback on that just to make sure that it makes sense. Yes, you're right. My programmer brain is not normal, and it probably doesn't work like everybody else's, but it gets stuff done, and it is understanding of the fact that I don't always see things exactly like everybody else. But I think everybody sees things different. That's why, like some people may not even want to use this stuff. This may not be what anybody wants to do. It may get in, having all these buttons and everything may get in the way. And if it does, that's something that you can tell me that, hey, I don't like that. That's not that interesting. But it just depends. Oh, you have a programmer brain too. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably an old programmer brain. There's probably newer programmer brains that are a little bit sharper than mine, but that's what we got. So we're gonna use what we got. Definitely appreciate the comments. All right, so that's the sync, the animation thing. I think that's going to be really interesting. And like I said, these are going to be available inside of the SparkFX. When the new version comes out, you'll be able to go to the effects area, and you can see that we have this animate, and there's this animation sync thing. And we have the content box, slide panel sync. So these are going to be all little things that you can add in there and hopefully do something interesting with. All right. Very beginner, HTML, yeah. Python. I'm not good with Python. I've done a little bit with Python. I've done a lot more with JavaScript and Java. Obviously, with Resolve, I've done a lot with Lua because Resolve uses Lua as kind of the integrated scripting language. So it's actually using Lua to do a lot of what you're seeing here. All right, let's see. We'll show a couple more things, and then I think that'll be good. What else do we have? See what else is interesting. Arrow, squirrel. You did Java in college? Yeah, when I was in college, it was C. It was even before C++. So we were doing just straight C stuff. So Java was way better than that. Yeah, Java's interesting. Actually, I did a lot in Java when my previous job, so I got used to it. I kind of like JavaScript. It's pretty easy to use. It's pretty simple. So let's see here. So what we're gonna do. Let's see. We'll just go through some of these things that I got. There's the Squircle here. I don't know if you guys saw this one. This is one of the previous plugins I did. Just kind of taking a lot of what I had and kind of trying to rebuild it and make it easier. And like I said, all of these are going to have the preset options up here. So be curious to see what you guys think about this, the preset concept. Is that something that you would use, or is it just going to kind of get in the way? I think that'd be, if you let me know, that'd be really interesting to know. All right. Start with Pascal. Yeah, I did a little bit with Pascal as well. Right? Okay, this is turned from a Resolve little deal to programmer nerd time. But yeah, I like Pascal. I did a bunch with that when I was first getting started. I don't think I ever did any real big projects, but I did enough with it to know how it works. I enjoyed it. Okay, so we got one vote. I would personally use them. Awesome. Love to hear it. Thanks so much for the feedback. And let's go into the effects here. What else do we got? I think there was something else I was wanting to show. There's a lot in here. The synchronization and the preset stuff is most of the new stuff that I've been working on. Okay, I guess I'll probably end it here. Definitely, if you guys want to try this out, try the SparkFX. This stuff is not going to be available yet, but if you want to try out SparkFX, definitely download it from SparkFXstudio.com. Give it a try and let me know what you think. I'd really love to get your feedback. Like I said, the new version, hopefully it's going to be coming out somewhat soon. We'll see. I'm just right now, I'm kind of in a testing phase where I think I have everything ready to go. It just needs some testing to make sure everything's solid and works the way it should. But anyway, yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I hope everybody has a super great day. Wait, hold on, let's see. It's like, let's see, we got to come in here. It's like, you set preset inserts and click a button automatically. Inserts alike, subscribe now with the sound stuff. Oh, the sound stuff. Yeah. Okay, let me get to that before we dive off of here. The sound stuff. Oh, hey, Creator Rally, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. So here, let's talk about the sound stuff. This is going to be interesting, and this one is. I'm wanting to do a few more things with it before I fully release it. But what we're talking about here is this thing I've created called Smart Audio. Let me bring this up so you see the way this works. Okay, so there's these smart content things. These are preview features right now. So we're going to click Smart Audio, and the concept behind this is that, well, I guess the concept, but I don't like setting up audio. It's a big pain. It takes a lot of time. It's super tedious, and it feels like a very repetitive task to me because whether it's setting up sounds for effects, transitions, or little, like a subscribe ding or whatever it is, it takes a lot of time. I think this is going to be a really helpful tool. So the way this works is it analyzes the timeline and it's going to look for your transitions, markers, clip colors, and some tags and things like that. And it's going to be able to automatically set up the audio for you. So the way, let's go ahead and do this. So we're going to come in here. I'm just going to set up real quick. Let's see here. Let's do a quick one without doing too much time. So we have this box animation, right? So if we wanted to set up a sound for the box animation, and I don't have my sound turned on, so you're not going to be able to hear it, but you'll be able to see it. And I think you guys can kind of understand what's going on. What we're going to do is I'm going to take this right here and I'm going to right click on it. There's different ways to do this, but the easiest is with clip color. So I'm going to say clip color and we're going to say lime. And drag this over. So what you're able to do is mark up your timeline. And obviously I could put a marker in. Actually, let's put a marker here and we're going to go, we should call it test. And we're going to call it, I think that's the way, I got to check it out. But you give the marker a name and it's going to know that this is test. So we're going to hit done. I'm going to go in and hit, let's see. Okay, so here we go. So we have a clip color. So this clip has an effect on it. And we want to apply a sound when the effect comes in and then also when the effect goes out. Right in there. And there it goes. Okay. So we're going to hit Analyze Timeline. All right. So you'll see that what it did is it found the marker called test and it found the clip that's green. So you can set up whatever sound you want to for each of these things. So if we had another, actually, let me go ahead and do it. I'm going to take this right here and say we wanted to make this orange. And it's going to be the same. It's the same effect, but maybe you want to have different sounds to it. And that's going to be orange. So let's go back up here and we're going to hit refresh. And it found the orange clip. Now, these are some sounds that are set up by default. So we could really come in here and set up whatever we wanted to. So if we wanted to have like an intro, like a whoosh or a ding or a bang or something, you could click this option here. This is the media browser. I hope you guys can't hear that because that's really annoying. We're going to click that one. And we'll click that one. So anyway, we should have a couple sounds set up. And to add these sounds to the timeline, so we could have, 50 effects, we could have transitions or whatever, all you have to do is hit insert. And it did it. Basically, it put a sound at the beginning, and a sound at the end for each of those, and then it put a sound on this marker here. So this could be for transitions or anything. And what you can do is, once you set up all your sounds, obviously you don't want to have to reselect the whoosh or the pop or the ding. You want it all set. You can go to profiles and then you can save this as a profile. So the next time you come in, you load that profile. You could have, if you have different clients or customers or different types of videos that you make, you just load in that profile. And as long as you're marking up your timeline, you push a button and everything is ready to go. So if you change this, I don't even have to go back in here. So if we want to do, see for the, actually I'm going to make this always on top here. So for this test marker right here, they got that little sound. Now this is where it gets really interesting, because you can actually, this is the sync point right here for the sound. So if I take this sync point and drag it right here, you see that right now that the sound is lined up right in the middle of this clip with the sound clip. So now that I move that sync point over, I just hit insert again. It's going to redo it, update it, and it set the clip to sync right where that the marker is. So you're able to really get exactly where you want that sound to start. Man, that would be super handy for videos where I'm doing a camera shoot. Transitions gets camera shutter, yeah. Yeah, you could do that. Let me show you how to do it with a transition. So actually, I think I have some clips in here. Go to the media pool and with some nature clips. And we'll drop that one down and we'll put this one down. So, Amateur, I really appreciate all the videos shared. Oh, thanks so much. There's a plugin you made where you can make templates, like for instance tool for a logo with the hotkey and automatically insert the template. Yeah, that's a that's the I'll show you how to use that one as well. That's the Superbins tool. That's one of the first tools I made. I've been using that thing forever, and it saves a ton of time. It's really great for getting photos, files, images, templates, whatever. You can suck them in and get them in real quick. Let me go ahead and finish up with the smart audio thing. I don't want to get too sidetracked here. Let me get this out of the way. View the full timeline. Okay, here we go. There, I lost the clips for a second. And we'll zoom in. So I just downloaded some clips from Pexels. It's a great site for just getting some free videos or whatever for your stuff. So, okay, so let's just drag in some transitions. So I lost it again. There it is. All right, timeline's getting jumpy. I don't know what it's doing. It is really gone this time. Oh, there. Okay, it's this thing. It's the up and down that got me. I lose it that way sometimes. That's the old person brain. All right, so let's drop some transitions in here. So we're just going. Why don't we use one of the new transitions that I've made? SparkFX. There's this color reveal transition. So we're going to take this and we're going to drag it onto these clips, and it does like that. And I think I even set up some presets for this one. Did I? No, it doesn't look I did. Anyway, okay. So I'm not going to worry about that stuff too much. And then let's set up. Let's just use one of the standard resolve transitions. We'll go to video transition and we'll use brightness flash. So we got two transitions on there. And say if you wanted to have sounds set up for these, and you wanted to be able to have the sounds be in all your videos, and you don't want to have to worry about dropping down sounds. Well, that's where smart audio comes in. So we're going to pull up smart audio again. Oh God, I got to turn the sound down. That was way too loud. All right, so here we got smart audio. We're going to hit refresh. And it found the color reveal transition and the brightness flash. We can click this to load a sound file, or we can go use my media browser. And this is just random sounds. And we'll pick that, and we'll pick a sound for this guy, like that, and hit insert. And then we got the sound right there. And the same thing works. It works the same way that you can actually synchronize these. So if you want this sound to be, let's see, we click on this. So you can actually align it to the start of the transition if you wanted to, and move the little synchronization point right there. And now when we hit insert, it actually got to the start of the transition. The other thing that you can do, which really actually kind of takes us to the next level, is you can layer sounds. I know a lot of times when you're doing your sound design, layering sounds is something that's really important, because you're not going to find exactly what you want in just one sound clip. So we can click this thing right here, and let's see, we're going to go ahead and add media. And we're going to use the audio browser, and I'm going to add a file. Now you see that there's this 1, 2 here, right there. So by default, what this is going to do is, we'll go ahead and add one more. Had not planned to really show this. I haven't been in here in a while, so that's not what I wanted. Let's click this button to add audio. And just pick another one. It doesn't really matter because nobody is hearing it. Did that not work? Oh, I got to do this one. Add media. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so now we have 3 files. So what this is going to do is it actually enables you to get some randomness. So what it's going to do is every transition it gets, the first color reveal transition is going to get this sound. The second one will get that sound, and the third one will get that sound. So you're not going to, sometimes if you use the same audio for every single transition, it gets really, really repetitive. This is a way to mix it up so that everyone sounds slightly different without you having to really go in and make sure that happens. Now for the layering of audio, we're going to click this 2 here. We'll click the 3. We can click this guy. Wow, that's amazing. You're a legend. Oh, thank you so much. And we're going to set this to audio sequence 1. And we're going to click 2, and we're going to set this to audio sequence 1. So now the first audio sequence actually has 3 sound effects synced up to it. So when we hit insert, you'll see down here, we have the 3 sound effects. Now, each of these, so if you wanted, maybe you wanted one to be at the end of the transition, we'll click this guy, and we're going to say we're going to move that to the end of the transition, and we're going to move it, the sync point over there, and insert. And there we go. So we have these 2 at the beginning, and this one is at the end. You should add a randomizer. There actually is a randomizer. Well, I mean, there's not a complete randomizer, but there's a way to randomize these things. If you click this option here, audio sequence rotation. Yeah, you can set it random. So you could put in 10 different sound effects, and it could randomly choose between those when it's setting up the sounds for your transitions, clip colors, all that sort of thing. Yeah, definitely. I think randomizing is good because when things get repetitive, people do notice a pattern. So that's where this random sequence comes in, and it'll automatically try to randomize them. So this is something that's in development. I have a few other things before this is going to be generally available. I have a few other things I'm working on, but this is pretty close to where I want it. There's a few things I wanted to add in, but it's a super helpful tool, especially if you're working with audio. Is there anybody have any questions about the smart audio stuff while I'm still in here? Well, let's see. That is so awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I worked pretty hard. I actually worked really hard on all of this stuff. I'm trying to, find the things that are difficult about editing, and I really want to make them easy and just push a button. And that's what this is. Your audio setup, push a button, and it's ready to go. Now, the one thing that this doesn't do that I have not found a way to do yet is the volume level. So you still do need to come in here, and you may need to adjust your volume levels, normalize audio, things like that. There's not a way through the API and scripting to do that. But at least it's taking one big step. It's actually laying them out for you. So hopefully that makes it a little bit easier. How do I become smart like you? I'm not smart. I've just spent way too much time with all this stuff. When you spend a lot of time with stuff, it kind of soaks in. You're like a sponge, and it becomes second nature. So, I'm sure you guys are really good at stuff that I couldn't even, dream of doing. So it's not smarts. It's just a stupid amount of time spent doing this kind of stuff. I missed it. Does smart audio work with your own sound effects? No, yeah, it works with your own sound effects. So what you would do is, let's come up here. So if you wanted to do your own sound, you just click this button and you load the sound file in from wherever you want, from wherever your file is. You can download it and load it. It actually, this actually works with, it works with my Superbins thing. So if you put it in Superbins mode, I have not tested this in a while. Let me see. Is that even going to work? Let me see if I can start Super. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this going. It may not work, but what it would do is, yeah, I'll take a look at that. Okay, so for your own sound effects, you can click this bright button right here, and you can select audio, or you can use a media browser. So like the media browser, this is a media browser that is an add-on for SparkFX, And if you have your own sound files, all you need to do is come in and you can add a folder, and all your sound files will show up in the media browser. And the best part about this thing is all you have to do is drag over these files, and they start playing. It makes it really, really quick to access things, and you can search and type and do all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so you can put your own effects in here. You can use them in the media browser. If you don't want to use the media browser, you can just click here and use a regular file open browser and put them in there. And like I said, once it's set, you don't have to keep reselecting it. So if I save this as a profile, it's always going to know that I want this alarm, siren, loop sound on any clip that's orange. All right, let's talk about the super bins real quick. So this is the super bins, and this is one of the first tools I created. And the reason I did this is because I got really tired of trying to get media imported into Resolve. It seems like took a long time, and it was a lot of steps. And I wanted to make it as easy as possible. So what I did was I came up with this idea that it's kind of like a paste to Resolve. See, with your media browser, can you navigate to the media location in your file system? Yes, yeah, you can add a folder, and that folder can be anywhere on your file system. So if you have a folder with all your media files in it, you just point the media browser at that folder, and then you can start browsing and navigating, and it just works like that. So it works with anything that you want to throw at it. So the concept with super bins is I kind of wanted like a paste to Resolve. So my media bins here, let's create a new folder. Let's say we got this the screenshot folder right here. So can I use the media browser to find, organize, delete media? I don't think it'll delete media files, but if you send us a message as a feature suggestion, maybe we can look at doing that. Deleting things can be kind of dangerous because I don't want to delete something that's important to somebody. But definitely, yeah, send that as a feature request, and we can add it to our list and look at it for inclusion. Okay, so I really wanted to kind of almost like a paste to Resolve. So for example, if I took a screenshot here, I'm going to use the screen tool, and I'm going to drag like right here. And so I wanted, okay, so that copied that to the clipboard. And what I wanted to come up with a way was to like just paste it into Resolve, but also paste it into my project. So to do this, to activate SparkFX, all you need to do is a hotkey. So I'm going to hit Control Alt and K. SparkFX is going to come up with the image that we just copied, and I can just start typing. I'm going to call it quick screenshot. And I'm going to put it in the images screenshots folder and just hit sync. And once I do that, it's already done. It's moved it to this. Say I have a folder here on my X drive called SparkFX test. That's my project folder. And it moved it into there and imported it directly into there. Yeah, definitely suggest it. Yeah, I appreciate any kind of suggestions. So now we have this screenshot that's imported in, and we can start using it. Now, it's not just for doing screenshots. It's really a lot more. It can do a lot more than that. So what I'm going to show you here is, let's go to, I'm going to open up a web browser, and we're going to go to, let's go to Pexels, and we're going to just look for a search for computer. So we need an image of a computer, right? Let's say we like this one right here. Click on it. So one thing you can do is you can right click on this image and just do copy, and the image is copied. We hit Control Alt K. It's going to bring up superbins, and we're just going to type computer and hit enter. And that's going to download this from the internet, move it into my project file, and import it into Resolve, just like that. So without having to go to a downloads folder or copy or paste or saving or right click and try to find where I wanted to save things out, it's just all automated. It also monitors the download folder. So you'll see that we can paste right here. There's actually an automatic paste where it'll just send it to Resolve without asking you anything. And then we have this folder monitor here, which is really useful. So, and this will work for video, audio, whatever you want. So let's go back over to Pexels, and let's search for let's do video. So we're going to search for video, and search for video of a computer. And so we got this guy with mouse. Say we wanted to use this in our video. So we'll click on that, and we're going to download it, and we'll say we're going to do the 1080 version, and we're just going to say download. And that's all we have to do. So this file is going to our downloads folder, and Superbins is going to find it in the downloads folder, automatically pop up, and we can just start typing, and we'll go computer mouse. And then we maybe want to create a new bin to put this in. So right now it's in footage. Let's put it in footage computers. We just type it in and hit enter. Oh, actually, I wasn't. So window wasn't selected. Hit enter. So then it's it's going to move it from the downloads folder and put it into my project folder. So it moved it into this folder and then imported it in and created that bin for us. So the great thing about this is, we're not creating bins. We're not worrying about where to put files. We're not going to download folders and moving things around. It automatically detects it, and it's just a really convenient way to quickly slide any kind of media in. So basically, it's like a copy paste to Resolve. So if we wanted to put the super bin screen in Resolve, all we got to do is I'm going to hit Alt Print Screen, and that copied the super bins window. We're going to hit Control K is the keyboard shortcut, and these are all configurable. Actually, let me do that again. Control K. And I'm just going to say super bins and hit enter. And then it remembers the last area that you were, and now we have a super bin screenshot ready to use. Just that quick. So this is the super bins tool. So if you go to SparkFXstudio.com, there's a free trial, and you can kind of download it and see what all it does. There's a few other things that might be interesting. It has a drag drop here. It also has it can actually set clip colors. It can add to the playhead. So if you have the playhead right here and you wanted to put media in right there, you can add the media in. It'll automatically, you don't even have to drag it from the media bin into the timeline. It'll just go directly into the timeline for you. So let's see. So does it keep the downloaded folder right? It basically makes a duplicate. What it does is, so when it downloads it, it's going to copy it. So what you do when you first start Superbins is you set your main project folder. And it knows that this project is, I called it SparkFX test. And you'll see that up here in Resolve, it's SparkFX test. So that when you change your projects, the Superbins is going to know what folder goes with that project. So you can be in Resolve, just change your projects, go wherever you want, and Superbins will automatically remember and set the location. So it's going to move the file from the download folder into my project folder. So in this case, what I did is I set the project folder to mirror the bin structure. So we're going to I'll go ahead and open project folder, and you'll see here, this is my project folder. And if we get into footage computers, you'll see the file there. So there's footage computers. So basically what it does is it tries to mirror the bin structure and keep it in sync with your folder structure in Resolve, all automated. A couple other things you can do when you get into here, I paste the timeline. You can also set up a library. So maybe you have like media files or audio files, and you don't want those to go into your project folder, but you want to set up a library folder. So as you're downloading audio files, maybe you found the perfect swoosh, but you want to use it in all your projects. You download it, and you can put that into a library folder and use it from there. So you can synchronize stuff to multiple places. Let's see what else here. Come in here when you customize. Let's see, default bins. So yeah, so you can have the names of your default video. So if you don't use the term footage, you can call it video or whatever, and then set a color so that anything going into the video folder will automatically be colorized with the color that you choose. So let's we want to anything that goes into A roll, we want it to be green. So it's kind of a quick way to as you're adding things in, categorizing, it's colorizing, color coding things, make it easy for you to use. There's some other options in here. I can't go into all these right now, but it can auto prepend some date settings. So if you're, bringing screenshots in, it can put the date in there for you and auto number things. And then let's see, separate assets folder that I use. Yeah, what you could do is you could come up here and say I created this library folder. So you could add another add a library called assets, and say this was, it's my temp drive lib. Can you show the template insert thing real fast? I can, give that a second. I don't have anything set up, but I'll show you how to access it. And then this says whether you want to import things automatically to go to that library. So if I wanted something to go to this location, all I need to do is when I come into the screen, as opposed to sending it to the project folder, I can send it to that library, and all your libraries will show up. So if you have audio library or just stock assets or whatever, it'll just download it into that area for you. Let's see. The template thing is right here. I use this, actually I use this, let's see, I have a text, I have text plus sound templates I copy 100 times in each video, and the text apply the sound through a component leak. Yeah, I'd have to see how that works. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm following exactly what you're talking about with the text plus the sound template. But the template stuff in general is right here. So basically you can have a template folder, and think about that as, say, it's your default structure that you want for your project. So that could be, right here I have images, video, footage. You might have, assets or other kind of things. So this is where the template is going to come from. Then you have a project folder and a new project folder, and it's going to actually create that, and whatever assets you have in the template folder, maybe this is what you're talking about, but anything that's in the template folder is going to be created and added into Resolve. So basically you could take this exact structure, set it up as a template, and select the root folder and then give the project a name. And you could actually create the project, and then you want to click this to import media folders. So you can create the project, and you can create project folder. It's going to take everything from the template, the entire template folder structure, copy it into this folder right here, create the project, and then import all of the media and the folder structure, so you'll be ready to go. So if you have 10 different templates, you select which template you want to use and create it. See, another thing that I actually use, it's a pain point for me, is that importing media. So like if you have your SD card or your media card, you put it into your computer, you got to go find it, you got to copy the files, drag them into your project. Well, I don't like doing that. So I have this import media right here. So I'm going to click that, and I'm going to hit this right here. So this is that's where my SD card shows up. So when you click select media files, it's actually going to look at that thing, look at that folder. It's going to find all of the all the files by date. So maybe I don't want everything. I've just been filming this week. So what I do is I do this, I hit select media files, and it's going to look at this folder, find all the clips in the last week, day, or whatever time period you select, and then allow you to, it's going to copy those into your project and import them, just all the one shot. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. Let's see, it was like a screen with a preset logos, insertable clips where you could add to the timeline with a hotkey. You did a subscribe button that has sound. Let's see. A subscribe button. I don't remember doing that. Do you have like a video link or something where I did that? Because I don't remember. It was like it's a screen with a ton of there's, let's see, in several clips you added to the timeline hotkey. I don't remember doing a subscribe, but I do know that SparkFX has a thing where let me get started here. There's a thing called bring this up here. The Spark elements, where there's these quick icons. This is probably not what you're referring to. We have quick icons, not a subscribe thing, but these are just using some really quick icons, and you can click on it, colorize it, and then you can take it and actually drag it in to the timeline. It actually drags it in and imports it. Probably not what you're looking at, but this is actually something I use quite a bit, because there's a lot of times where you want just a really quick image or something, just you want to throw something in, you don't want to have to go dig for it and find it. So we can look through here, and I can search for arrow or media, and let's see, well, sound, and I can take the sound icon, click it, and just drag it in and start using it. Yeah, because I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever done a video where I talked about creating. I have a subscribe button I've created, but I don't think I created it. So what are you wanting to? What are you looking at doing? What's the process or workflow that you're trying to accomplish? Waiting on that. So hopefully we can. Yeah, I'd definitely like to be able to help you out if I can. waiting there. I'll just kind of keep going through some stuff here. The SparkFX. If you're not familiar with this, I think I've probably shown this. Let's see. So I have a certain text pop-up that happens every time a new day happens inside my video. Okay, how do you get that text pop-up? Is it like an effect that you add, or and are you wanting to add a sound to that text pop-up? Is what you're looking at doing? You do it 100 times. Okay, so I see. Okay, what I think so. Basically, you have this text pop up that you want to put in your video, and you're constantly dragging this thing in. It's a compound clip, and I want to add it with a hotkey. Oh, okay. I think I see what you're talking about now. So, yes. Okay, that is actually in SparkFX. It's in this search area, this actions area. So we have actions right here. So this media right here. So this is media that I've set up. So to get to this, what you can do is if you go to SparkFX, you can click the search icon, or if you're anywhere in SparkFX, let me close out of here. All you do is hit F2. And if I want to insert something, this stuff may not be set up, but if I want to insert the Resolve logo, I just hit R. And there, put the Resolve logo in. So is that what you're looking for? So if I want it right here, I just bring up SparkFX, I hit F2 and R, and it goes in there. If you're doing that 100 times a day, that would take a lot of time, and the media insert would definitely help you out, I think. Let me do that one more time. So hit Control-Alt/ to bring up SparkFX. I hit F2, and we can hit Setup Media, and I can add a media, set up more media, whether it's a sound effect, a video clip. I don't know if we can do. I don't know if it'll work with a compound clip. This is part of the paid part. That is. I believe that's an upgrade. The free version may let you do 1 or 2. I'm not sure. But it definitely won't work with a compound clip. But what you could do is you could take that compound clip and render it out to a video, and then assign the video to a hotkey, and then you'd be able to do it. So yeah, okay. Here's my subscribe. I did it with the subscribe link. So I hit. I put the subscribe for S. So with my subscribe link, I'll put that in, and I'll just hit S for subscribe. And I moved some files around, so that may not be working right now. But that's the general idea. Yeah, get in there and try it out. I don't remember whether, I think that to really do all of it, I think it is in the paid version. But if you're doing this 100 times a day, maybe it might be worth it for you. Not sure. Let's see, I need my text to be editable. Okay, so that's going to be a little trickier. There's some other things. How do we, let me see here. Because I have some text edit tools. Okay, so each day it's one. Each day it's a new number. Yeah, I have to think about that. There's probably a way to do it. I have some of these text edit tools, and the ability to insert some text and stuff. But yeah, that one, the media insert, it's actually with pre-rendered media, so there's not a way to use that to insert an effect or some kind of a compound clip or text plus or anything like that. So that would not work. But yeah, go ahead, and if you want to go ahead, you can send a message to the SparkFX.com or SparkFXstudio.com, and just kind of what you're trying to do, and we can add that to the enhancement list, because there's probably some, I don't know if we can get all the way there, but there's probably a few things we can do that would make the process a little bit easier for you. All right. Yeah. Well, thanks for reminding me that was in there. I forgot about the subscribe link and all that. So yeah, I appreciate it. Okay. Anyway, that's what we got for today. I'm going to keep working on this stuff. Hopefully we'll have some previews and new things ready for all of this stuff coming soon.
If anybody's got comments or questions, always let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. And I'm going to be making some more just regular YouTube videos as well. I got a lot of different techniques and interesting things I'm working on. So I've got that. And then I'm going to go into maybe a little more detail on how I created some of these tools. Because I think there's maybe some interesting things that some of you guys might like and might learn something from how these things are put together. Anyway, everybody have a super great day, and I will talk to you soon.